Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is milk. Do you need milk to be healthy? What about milk in kids? What about all the advertising the milk industry spends? How about all that information that we're taught about milk growing up and in schools? Well, I will tell you one thing. Milk has a very strong advertising program. Extremely strong advertising program. That's probably the strongest thing that they build. Not bones, but their marketing program is their strongest thing that milk is responsible for. So, this is an article from Dr. Barnard's blog. Really a great doctor, a great medical doctor, has fantastic books out there. And this is from his website, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, pcrm.org. It's a fantastic website. And this is a very current post as of February 11th, 2016 on his blog. And it's titled White Lies, 5 Milk Myths Debunked. And we go to, Jamie, we go to a lot of schools, don't we? Because Justin plays basketball.
The kids play a lot of sports.
A lot of sports. Every single gymnasium that we go to, there's a huge milk poster, right?
There's always milk posters.
There's milk posters everywhere.
I've been starting to take pictures of them.
Right, we started taking pictures of all these milk posters that are in these school gymnasiums. And it's amazing because the amount of money that the milk industry spends on educating on their product is an insane amount. It's just, it's mind-blowing. Now, I grew up drinking milk. I grew up thinking that milk created strong bones. We had to have milk. And the first time that I ever somebody ever told me, or that the first time I ever heard, because obviously when I was younger there was no internet, we couldn't go on and search, and there weren't blogs and all these websites and this and that, and there was less of a reason to actually question authority when I was growing up. It wasn't as popular as it is now, or questioning mainstream. People didn't really think for themselves as much back then. There were, but not as much because it wasn't easy to obtain all this information. And the first time I ever heard it, I must have been like 18 or 19 years old. I was listening to Howard Stern. Howard Stern was blasting milk, saying how unhealthy it is for you and this and that. I was shocked as an 18, 19-year-old. I'm like, really, what are you talking about? And so I listened with an open mind, and I was like, wow, so what he's saying makes sense. Maybe I was even younger. Maybe I might have been 16 when I was listening to him. So that's how I first began to question the milk industry. Not the exact health figure that you'd want to be listening to, but he had that on his radio show. And it was really interesting. So last month, a study was called into question for suggesting that chocolate milk could be beneficial for teens recovering from concussions. Not surprisingly, the study was funded by the dairy industry. For decades, milk marketers have been spreading misleading information about the supposed health effects of dairy products. Now, Jamie, when Courtney was a year old, and at a year old, they say to start introducing your child to dairy products, to milk. And we didn't know really any better back then, so we gave her some milk. The odd thing was she wouldn't take it. She refused milk. Would not touch it at all. So we went to the doctor, and that day the physician's assistant was there, right, Jamie?
Yes.
And she was into herbal medicine, and she was into a bunch of different things besides standard Western medicine. Something that our doctor at the time, Dr. Adler, never spoke to us about. And she actually handed us a piece of paper and said, do not worry that your child is not drinking milk. Do not worry at all. And I was like, well, what about calcium, strong bones, this and that? And she gave us this whole sheet of all these things that had significant calcium sources. And she explained that it was better calcium than coming from dairy, and it was higher levels of calcium and better absorbable calcium. She goes, you have nothing to worry about that your daughter does not want to drink milk. And I kind of think, Jamie, because she had kind of a little holistic background, that she was happy to spread that message.
I would definitely.
Right? I would think she was very happy to spread that message. So, myth number 1, milk builds strong bones. The dairy and bone health is one of the most pervasive milk myths. On a large-scale Harvard study followed by 72,000 women for 2 decades and found no evidence that drinking milk can prevent bone fractures or osteoporosis. Another study of more than 96,000 people found that the more milk men consumed as teenagers, the more bone fractures they experienced as adults. Similarly, another study found that adolescent girls who consumed the most calcium, mostly in the form of dairy products, were at greatest risk for stress fractures than those consuming less calcium. So the theory behind this is that it has way too much protein, milk. Your body leaches out the calcium from your bones. It gives you weak bones. If you read the book, John Robbins, not the Diet for New America, his other one, he explains in there and he graphs things out, and he actually graphs out the levels of protein that milk has, and different countries, the countries that consume the most milk have the highest bone fractures and osteoporosis. So he links this correlation between high milk consumption, throws that out there in the book, and it's a really, really Diet for New America, it's called. John Robbins' Diet for New America. I picked that book, I think, up in 2000. Fantastic, fantastic book. Myth number 2, drinking milk can help you lose weight. We've all heard this. The Special K diet, have skim milk and Special K, and people can say consume dairy. You see these studies, consuming cheese can help you lose weight. I've always been told by every health practitioner that I know, if you want to gain weight, the first thing you do is start consuming dairy. And Jamie, you and I had asthma our whole lives.
Yeah.
I got rid of mine 15 years ago. And one of the crucial things, one of the main pivotal points of getting rid of my asthma was giving up dairy, was putting dairy totally aside and saying no more dairy whatsoever, along with another couple other things that I did. But dairy was the key thing that a lot of other people, it's one of the common denominators when people want to improve their asthma, reduce their asthma, or get rid of their asthma. And that is done through the elimination of dairy products, which are very high mucus forming foods. So milk can help you lose weight. While advertisers would like you to believe that drinking milk can slim you down, studies consistently show that dairy products offer zero benefits for weight control. One major study even found that dairy products might lead to weight gain. In 2005, the Physicians Committee petitioned the FTC to put an immediate end to the dairy industry's misleading campaigns about milk and weight control. In response, the government no longer allows advertising campaigns to claim that dairy products lead to weight loss. That is awesome news. It is really awesome news when we get petitions signed and the government actually listens to us, the Americans, or to somebody like the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. That's fantastic. Myth number 3, milk is nature's perfect food. Cow's milk might be ideal for growing baby cows, but it's far from perfect for humans. More than 60% of people are lactose intolerant, which can lead to uncomfortable symptoms like cramping, diarrhea, and bloating. Regular consumption of dairy products has also been linked to prostate cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, and ovarian cancer. So, believe it or not, but very small percentage of the world actually drinks milk. We in America think that, the whole world drinks milk, and it's all in the grocery stores. But when you look at it, I don't know the exact number, but it's less than like 50% actually. The whole world actually drinks some milk. It's not a common or as a common practice as we would think of it as being Americans, especially based upon all the TV ads. Myth number 4, kids need milk to be healthy. After babies are weaned from breast milk or formula, they do not need any type of milk to be healthy. Milk consumption during childhood has even been linked to colic and type 1 diabetes. Another study found that evidence that low-fat milk plays any role in preventing childhood obesity. So, of course, we were concerned parents when our daughter turned 1, and a lot of concerned parents are out there, and I see that, even when people come into the restaurant, right, Jamie? My kid, my son, my daughter needs a glass of milk. Give them a big glass of milk with dinner. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's just the mindset. And one of them actually, a couple of them, are actually in the health industry that do this. My son needs a glass of milk. My daughter needs a glass of milk. We got to have milk with dinner. And my parents are sort of like that here and there, but nothing to where I had to have a glass of milk with every meal I ate. I was conditioned to drink milk with peanut butter and jelly because that's like what went good together. But kids and even mammals, especially mammals, all other mammals, they don't drink milk after they're weaned. That's it. That's done for their diet. That's it. That's history. Because we're humans and we're Americans, because the dairy industry is such a massive industry, right? We're just taught that this is what we have to keep doing. I know full-grown adults that still drink a glass of milk with every meal. I mean, that's just what they go for, and they have a glass of milk. And there's no actual need for that whatsoever past when you're weaned. Now people say, oh, strong bones and you need to grow and protein and this and that. Your body needs protein from when you're 0 to 6 months old. That's when you need the most protein you're ever going to need in your life, because that's when your body weight doubles. You're never going to double your body weight in that short of time again. And milk is the vital ingredient. Mother's milk is a vital ingredient to make that happen. In every species, there's always a double rate. How long does it take for when you're first born to double your body weight? Well, there's a direct correlation with the content of protein in the milk, the protein level, and how soon these mammals double their weight. So for example, it takes a human 6 months, it takes a cow 3 months. Well, cow's milk is 2 to 3 times the protein. Rats take 9 days to double their birth weight, and their protein level of milk is like 65%. Human milk is 4%. So if you really wanted high protein milk, rat milk would be definitely the way to go for something like that. But of course, we're not conditioned like that, and we think, oh, that's gross. But for people that don't drink milk and they're never been conditioned to drink cow's milk, drinking cow's milk is actually very gross and disturbing to people. So it's just about how we've been raised. That's all that this amounts to, right? Myth number 5, milk is heart healthy. Milk and other dairy products are the top sources of artery clogging saturated fat in the American diet. Milk products also contain dietary cholesterol. Diets high in fat, saturated fat, and cholesterol increase the risk of heart disease, which remains America's top killer. So what are some alternatives? Well, of course, they have all different types of milk. If you need milk for cereal or to make a smoothie or have yogurt, there's all different types of alternatives like hemp milks. We like flax milk. Flax milk is our favorite here in our household. There's soy milk, there's rice milk, there's almond milk, there's hazelnut milk. There's all different types of non-dairy milks that you can find on the market. And as far as in your diet about forgetting calcium, I mean, just look for beans, nuts, seeds, legumes, and green leafy vegetables, things like kale and dark greens like lettuces. Those are all fantastic sources for calcium. So there is no reason whatsoever to consume milk. In fact, the only reason to consume milk is to raise the profits of the dairy industry. So the dairy industry, milk does build a strong marketing platform. That's what they are known for strong marketing, not strong bones. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching this video. If you like my video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on.